Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my favorite brother, actually my only brother, which makes you my favorite and my least favorite. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
Well, as long as I'm the favorite in something, okay, I'm fine with that.
You're number one, man. You're first.
That's right.
You're first and last.
Can't beat that. The best of both worlds.
That's right. No matter how you flip the standings, you're always at the top.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, speaking of standings, right, we've got this weird Monday night because we've got two games going on. At the very top of the AFC standings, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have not completed their game yet. They're winning right now. It's still early, so I'm not going to ask you about the Steelers, but how's it looking in the AFC now? What's your biggest takeaway in the AFC from yesterday?
I mean, it's got to be the Browns over the fucking Titans, right? I mean, I expected the Browns to put up a fight, but I feel like they put up a whole lot more than just a fight. Like, I didn't think they would win on the road.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a game that they could win on the road against a good Tennessee team. And they did. You're right. They did a hell of a lot more than put up a fight. I mean, they took it to the Titans. I mean, they scored 38 points in the first half. Didn't do much in the second half. But, I mean, when you score 38 to start to in the first half of a football game, you're going to win a lot of those football games. So, good on them.
I mean, you asked me a couple weeks ago, or we might have both asked each other, do we think the Browns are for real? And I'm pretty sure I said no. Like, I'm not taking them that serious. And I don't expect them to, if they do make the playoffs, which it looks like they probably are, I don't expect them to go too far. But, I mean, shit, they've surprised the hell out of me, so.
Yeah, look, I mean, they scored 41 points against a Tennessee team that's pretty good defensively. And, you know, they gave up 35 against the Titans, but the Titans are no slouch on offense. And a lot of that was late in the game. So, I mean, if you look at it's a week-to-week league, right? Sometimes you just got to take things with a grain of salt. But after looking at them yesterday, boy, they sure have the look of a team that means business.
Well, you know, I think Baker Mayfield is the one that's always criticized, but he's thrown 0 interceptions in the last 6 games, and they're like 5-1 in those games. So he's thrown no interceptions for 6 straight games. That's great for him, especially. I mean, it's a huge confidence booster.
And look, that's what we thought was the weak link on offense, right? In the beginning of the season when we talked about them, we knew they had good receivers. We knew they had a good running game, a decent offensive line. The question mark was, can Baker Mayfield be consistent enough to have them win 9, 10, 11 games? And now they're sitting at 9-3 with 4 to go. You know, they're on pace for a 12-win season. That would be quite impressive. And it's a lot of it has really ridden on the shoulders of Baker Mayfield. So certainly a nice little surprise. When we were talking about standings, they rocketed up the standings, right? They are right now, they're the 3 seed. Of course, they wouldn't be the 3 seed because they'd be a wild card to the Steelers at this point.
Who's the 3 seed?
The Browns, in terms of record, right? They wouldn't exactly be the 3 seed because they're not winning their division.
Well, for the playoffs, they would be the 5th seed, not the 3rd seed.
Right. But in terms of record right now, right? Right?
Gotcha.
They would be the 3 seed, and actually they would be the 2 seed, right? Because if the Steelers just fell apart and lost 5 in a row, and the Browns were to pass them, they would be the 2 seed behind the Chiefs, which, you know, is quite an accomplishment for a team that we barely thought would make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now there's still a lot of moving pieces this week, right? Because we still have the Steelers playing, we still have the Bills to play tonight, and the Ravens to play tomorrow. And to me, the Ravens are really the most interesting team because they could really upset the apple cart in terms of the playoffs, right? They're a good enough team that they could rip off 4 or 5 straight wins and really mess things up for the teams in front of them and around them. Or they could, you know, continue to be mediocre, which I kind of blame on COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my trust for the Ravens is out the window, but
I think if they
I
get
don't know.
healthy, if they get healthy, they could really make a lot of noise in there. Because again, that's another team that can run the football.
Yeah, I mean, but not now. The problem is you kind of got to hurdle over a couple of teams. You know what I mean? And then you got the Patriots, who all of a sudden at 6-6. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I would guess not at this point, but you never know, right? That's another team that may, jump over the Ravens, and now you're looking at, a third team they gotta jump over. So I
Well,
don't know. It's going to be tough for the Ravens, I think, man.
Tennessee and Indianapolis, I think, are still going to split the spoils in the South. So I think the South is pretty much done. I think it's going to be Tennessee and Indianapolis in one order or another. I think Pittsburgh obviously is going to make the playoffs. Kansas City is obviously going to make the playoffs. And then it does come to, and the Bills will probably look. If the Bills lose tonight, they're in a tie with Miami. So Miami is no slouch at 8-4. So it's going to be tough for the Patriots to get into a playoff spot. They're 2 games behind in their own division. Um, it's really looking like Pittsburgh and Cleveland, the Chiefs, the Bills and Miami, Tennessee and Indianapolis, and then you've got a whole bunch of teams fighting for that last spot, which right now sits at 7-5 with the Raiders. Oh wait, no wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Raiders are on the outside looking in at 7-5.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's going to be it's looking tough. It's looking tough for those teams. The Raiders, man, they pulled one out yesterday. One that
But
they pretty much deserve to lose.
no, the Jets deserve to lose. I mean, the play call at the end of the game is, I mean, they sent an all-out blitz, bro. I mean,
Oh
they
yeah,
stuffed 7 in the box on the very last play. That's why Greg Williams got fired today. Today was his Black Monday, the defensive coordinator. So
right.
that was, I mean, Tank for Lawrence is real in New York Jets land, because that was done to a T, bro. That was a horrible play call. And look, I like the Raiders to make that wild card spot. Yesterday was a big help for them. It's a win. They're missing Josh Jacobs. I think if they can get him back, I mean, he's a really important piece to that Raiders team. And Derek Carr is playing decent football. So they still, I mean, they're gonna have to, hope for a couple, Miami and Indianapolis losses here so they can sneak in,
Yeah,
unless they play one another.
it's looking dicey for them. They somehow have to find a way to get ahead of those teams in front of them. And quite frankly,
Well,
the way the Raiders have looked over the last couple of weeks, they don't look like a team that's good enough to make the playoffs at this point.
the Raiders play the Colts, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Broncos. Destiny is in their hands. So I think we're about to see what Derek, I keep forgetting, Derek Carr is made out of, and the rest of that team. So I think they're gonna make a good push here for that last wild card spot.
Here's the problem, and this is the rough part for them. They've got to go to Indianapolis. Now, granted, it's not going to be a noon game. It's going to be a late game. But again, it's
No, no, they got 3 straight at home, bro. They play
oh, I'm
Colts,
sorry. Yeah,
Chargers,
that's right.
Dolphins at home.
I'm sorry. That's right. They are at home. So yeah, that really goes in their favor. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, but the Raiders really feel like a team who has run out of gas. It's been a little bit of the injury bug, but it seems like it's a team that just the travel has been rough. I mean, they've had to go to the East Coast quite a bit this year, and it just does not feel like they've got anything left. That Jets game shouldn't have been that close. Obviously, the Jets are by far the worst team in the league, and somehow, they managed to squeak out a win, but they look like they're running on fumes at this point. And maybe 3 at home is going to help them. but I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I think the Ravens have a better chance of jumping into the fray than the Raiders, provided the Ravens are healthy. That's the issue with them.
That would be something if the Browns kind of, lost a few games here towards the end, and it came down to the last playoff wild card spot, and the Browns and the Raiders are tied. Guess who has the tiebreaker? The Raiders. They won the head-to-head
Earlier this season. That's right. Well, let's see. Who do the Browns have left? The Browns have the Ravens on a short week, right? Because they're playing on Tuesday. So it's a little bit shorter than the usual Monday night game. Then they have to go to play the Giants, which, a few weeks ago we would have thought that was easy, but the Giants are playing tough football. They're not going to blow anyone out, but they're not going to get blown out either. They're gonna be in it. Then they got to go play the Jets, and the Jets by that point surely will have quit. And then they play the Steelers the last week of the season, which could be a situation where the Steelers are resting people. So that could be very interesting. The Browns, I think, have a pretty favorable schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah, man. Anything could happen. We shall see.
Let's see. Who else over in the Bengals lost again? Miami's doing what they're supposed to do. They're beating the crappy teams that get put in front of them, and that's what's got them to 8.
Miami's a good team, bro. That defense is legit, man. I mean, we saw what they did to the Rams, who are no slouch.
The Rams aren't exactly an offensive juggernaut. Let's see
they're not.
Before we get all excited about the Miami defense. Yeah, they shut down the Jets and they shut down the Rams and now they shut down the Bengals. Let's see what happens next week when they have to play the Chiefs.
Boy, that sounds a lot like the Pittsburgh Steelers to me, but okay.
No. The Steelers are undefeated.
It's the same shit. It's the same thing.
The Steelers are undefeated. There's a difference between being 8-4 and being undefeated.
It's the same thing, bro.
It takes a little something special to go undefeated. You got something special going on when you're undefeated at 11-0. This is an 8-4 Miami team.
No, I understand, but I'm saying we could. I mean, it's you're making the same argument as I made for the Steelers, who have played not so good teams. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that the Dolphins' defense is fucking good. Like, their turnover differential is phenomenal. Like, it's a good defense.
It is good.
I mean, we could sit here and say, well, they haven't played anybody, but
they haven't played any offensive power, right? Other than the Bills and the Seahawks and the Cardinals, that's 3 games. All of those teams scored a lot of points against them. They just scored a little bit more. In one case, they lost. But so, they've given up points to the teams that they played that have good offenses. Sure, they've only given up 10 points in the last 2 weeks, but that's to the Jets and the Bengals. And the Bengals, without Burrow, I mean, the Bengals were not great to begin with, highly compromised now. That offensive line.
Yeah, I know, but, okay. But, I mean, look. All I'm saying is I think the Dolphins, you heard it here, you've been hearing it, the Dolphins defense is a legit one, I think. I think it's good. They give up a lot of points, but their defense, causes a lot of turnovers. And, at this point of the season, going into the playoffs, you want a strong defense, man. Just like the Steelers. The Steelers have a tough defense. They cause a lot of turnovers, but, so. And Tua is not turning the ball over too, so that helps.
He's been impressive for a rookie.
He has. He really has.
And especially because we really didn't know what we were going to get after his big hip injury. He's been very good. So we got something interesting going on in the AFC.
He's thrown no interceptions this season. That's amazing.
Wow, that's impressive. That's for a rookie quarterback.
But are we going to discredit him because he played against the Bengals, the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Jets.
A little bit. I mean,
That's impressive for a rookie. So, I mean, he's a rookie.
So
That's pretty good.
We got a couple of O's out there. The Steelers at 11-0, the Jets at 0-12. Whose O goes first? Do the Jets win a game before the Steelers lose a game, or do the Steelers lose a game before the Jets win a game?
I think neither happens.
Really? You think the Steelers are going to go 16-0, and the Jets are going to go 0-16?
The Jets will go defeated, and the Steelers will go undefeated.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to go 16-0. Like, I think it's harder to go 16-0 than it is to go 0-16. But
right.
I feel, and I feel more I feel more confident that the Jets are going to go 0-16. The Jets just,
Well, it almost makes me feel like they're just trying to lose at this. Like, they really want that number 1 pick, and they know that the Jaguars have 1 win. So I almost don't know if I think they're trying to lose. I don't think they have any intentions of winning. And that game yesterday, that final play, that defense that was drawn up, that play call, that fucking says a lot, man. I mean,
there's only 3 teams that have a differential of -100 or lower or greater, however you want to look at it. You've got the Jaguars at -101, the Cowboys at -108, and the Jets at -173.
Jeez.
The Jets are the only team in the league to not have scored 200 points yet this season.
That's not surprising.
Man, it is painful. Painful to watch Jets football. It's been a while since they've been entertaining.
Yeah, I don't think they've been entertaining since the butt fumble.
Yeah. So I guess
the AFC pretty much.
It feels locked up, doesn't it?
It does. I think you may see maybe the Colts fall back a little bit. Maybe even Miami. Who knows? You may see the Raiders and Ravens sneak in there. Heck, even the Patriots may even sneak in there. But other than that,
out of the 3 teams on the outside looking in, the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Patriots, who's most likely to jump in, you think?
Well, I think the Raiders, because they're a game up right now, or half a game up. I just think I just don't. I don't trust the Ravens. Like, I don't trust Lamar Jackson. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
The COVID thing has really hit them hard. And I don't know if they're at that point now where it's made its way through the locker room and now they can just kind of move on and be themselves, so to speak. If they can be themselves, I think they have a real shot.
Yeah, but the COVID thing hit the Steelers too. They had to adjust and on their schedule wise, right? I know the team didn't have an outbreak or anything like that. The Raiders were hit also with COVID, and right, they weren't following rules or whatever. So I just think defenses have figured out Lamar Jackson, and it's just they game plan a little better now for him. So
yeah. All right, let's move on to the NFC. The NFC.
There's less teams. There's less teams in the hunt.
I really like what I see at the top of the NFC, because I feel like we're on a collision course to see the Saints and the Packers, which I think would be a doozy. The only other team I want to see in the NFC Championship game is Seattle. But, aside from being a fan. But I think as far as good football games, I think those 3 teams will generate the best football games. And I'd be down to watch right now any combination of those 3 teams in an NFC Championship game. Are the Saints for real? 10-2.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, I think they have the most complete team in the NFC. And they're not far behind. You know, they would be maybe 2 or 3 in all of the NFL. But in the NFC, I think they're the most complete team. And they've done it. They got a 10-2 record with Drew Brees being out a few games. Michael Thomas only have played 6 games, I think.
He just got back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that I mean, and look, people can say whatever they want about this guy, but Taysom Hill's like an X factor. I mean, the fucking guy does it all, and it's something that defenses have to game plan for. So, and they got Sean Payton, who has the fucking most open playbook on earth. They have a legit defense. I mean, it's not a bad team.
Yeah, no, they're a good football team, and I don't know that I agree that they're the most complete team, but pretty darn close.
In the NFC, you don't think so?
Well, the Packers look really good, and the Packers are they're starting to heat up, which makes me think that they might be. And talk of Aaron Rodgers' demise have been greatly exaggerated, mostly by me.
Especially on this podcast.
Yeah, mostly by me. In fact, entirely by me. No one else has said that but me. But hey, no one else said the Vikings would be in a playoff spot but me. So I'm 50-50 right now.
It all evens out.
Yeah, the Vikings, not looking crazy impressive, but they're starting to pick up wins. They're starting to pick up steam, and now they've moved into that sixth, that very last 7th playoff spot. They're tied with Arizona. It's it's by percentage points difference based on common games, which obviously that could change as we go along. That could actually flip. So they need to win football games to make sure they get in. But
well, I hope the Vikings make it so we can say that you were right.
Yeah, I like that.
Because I bet not a lot of people were thinking the Vikings, 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, a month, were making the playoffs.
I wish I had a bet on it.
That would have, that would have been nice.
It would have been good plus money right there.
I'm sure. But hold on, back to the Saints though. You think the Packers are more complete than the Saints?
I think it's pretty close.
Man,
and here's the
I don't view the Packers defense as good as the Saints, and I think that's where the Saints to me have the edge.
It's close. It's close. And here's the other thing, and of course if the Saints stay at the 1 seed, right, they're going to play at home. But who do you give a better chance to win on the road? The Packers at New Orleans or New Orleans at Green Bay?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Packers at New Orleans probably, but I mean, I don't know, man. So I'm at a point where I throw all that stuff out the window because it's the NFL. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, you're right though. I would if I had to pick, I would say the Packers would win on the road before the Saints do in January. But I mean, the Saints are fucking good, and
yeah, no, I agree with you there.
I think they can defeat the elements. So,
look, if there's a difference, it's not a big difference. I'm not, by no means am I saying the Packers would absolutely whitewash the Saints or vice versa. I think it'd be really close and quite interesting. Then you move out to the NFC West. Well, staying with the South, you got the Saints at 10-2, the Buccaneers at 7-5. I think it's pretty safe to say the Saints are going to win that division. Now it's just a matter of can they hold on to the 1 seed over the Packers and the Rams and Seahawks. And then you look, and there's really no one else in that division. I mean, you got the Falcons at 4-8, the Panthers at 4-8. You're not going to get any real run from them.
The Saints should hold on to that number 1 seed at Eagles, Chiefs, Vikings, Panthers.
They could go 2-2 there.
Huh?
They could go 2-2.
Yeah, they good. They could. I see 3-1. I think they should beat. I mean, I don't know. That Vikings game could go either way. I mean, that's in New Orleans, so
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
The
After the
Packers,
Chiefs only put up 19 points yesterday, I mean,
the Packers have it a little bit easier. They've got to go the Lions, Panthers, Titans at home, and the Bears. So they've got it a little bit easier, but not much. I mean,
yeah.
their path to a 3-1 looks a little bit easier than the Saints, but the Saints have a game. They're a game up, right? So they've got the advantage going forward. Now remember the tiebreaker. The Packers get it. So really, they're only half a game up.
Right.
So that's pretty good. And then staying in the Central, you've got the Vikings, which we already talked about, and then
the North.
The North. I'm sorry.
The same baseball, bro.
What did I say? The Central.
You said the Central.
Oops. You got the Vikings at 6-6, the Bears 5-7, the Lions 5-7. I mean, technically, those two teams behind them are still in the hunt, but the Bears look done. They look
done. They're done, bro. I mean, they're not in the hunt, man. Let's keep it. They're not in the hunt, man. They're done.
They're only in the hunt mathematically at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, they're done. They got issues. They got quarterback issues. The Bears do. The Lions just fired their coach. I mean, they're done. I think the 49ers can make a case. They're getting a lot of their players back for this little push, and
Hey, before we go anywhere else, let's just a curiosity of your opinion. What do you think about firing a coach in the middle of the season the way the Falcons and the Lions have?
I mean, that's fine. I don't nothing wrong with that. Why wait? Why wait for the inevitable? You know what I'm saying? Like, might as well see what whoever the interim head coach is, and see what you can build. You don't want to wait too late either, right? Like week 14 or 15. So right now is a good time to do it.
Yeah, I guess if you have an interim coach that you think you might want to make the head coach, then I think it's a good move. Otherwise, I think it's just disruption for the sake of disruption. And then in my opinion, the guys on the team kind of, wave the white flag. And then you wonder, it makes it harder to evaluate those players, right? Because ultimately, whether you get rid of the coach or not, you also have a personnel issue. And if everyone's just kind of mailing it in at this point, it gets a little bit harder to evaluate those guys. That's just
the Lions fired Matt Patricia and they won yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't find nothing wrong. I mean, the guy from the Falcons, Raheem Morris, I think, the team is playing competitive. Like, they're not getting blown out, right? Like, they beat the Raiders last week. They stayed in the game yesterday with the Saints. So, I mean, you got to find out what you got, because through 10 games, if you're 0-10, 2-8, you already know what you got. You got a losing record. You got a dysfunctional team. You got disruptions in the locker room and all that stuff. Might as well, you already know that part. Might as well change it up a little bit and see what you got in this new guy.
Which kind of, and that's what I'm saying. In Atlanta's case, I think it was a good idea. They had a guy that they're still kind of iffy about. So they give him the interim tag for 6 weeks, and let's see what he does, right? I don't know who the Lions have on an interim basis, but if it's just the DC or the OC that's probably not going to get the job anyway, or it's some guy who's already had NFL jobs, you already know what you got, So that's where I think it gets a little more difficult to evaluate the talent that you have on the team. Speaking of which, I sure hope the Jets are conducting some interviews and making some phone calls, because Adam Gase he's not the guy. He's not the guy. I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. With that guy, there's no need to wait till Black Monday.
Yeah, I don't know what the Jets are gonna do. I mean, they may fuck around and keep him. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. It's the Jets. They don't have a very functional front office, so
That's a good
don't be
point.
shocked if they decide to keep him.
Uh, moving along in the NFC West, San Francisco, you're right. They're getting players back. They're kind of feeling like they're coming back and coming together. Are the Cardinals done?
Hmm. They might. I don't know, bro. I mean, they might be. They might be.
Everyone in that division is 2-2 in the division. The Rams and the Seahawks sit at the top at 8-4. And you got Arizona at 6-6. The Niners with a win tonight would be at 6-6 as well. And it just more and more it just feels to me like the Cardinals are running out of steam as well.
I mean,
They've
look.
not played well here recently.
I mean, look. They've lost 3 in a row. Now they go to New York and play the Giants. Then they play the Eagles, which they could win. I mean, they could win the Giants game too. And they play the 49ers and the Rams again. That's not an exactly easy schedule. Considering what based off what we just talked about, the 49ers getting their players back in those interdivision games. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's I mean, it's not looking pretty.
No, and
So
that team defensively is hurting.
yeah, yeah.
Well, let's go to our favorite division. Look, the Giants pulled off a nice win yesterday, a tough football game, and this is the way they're going to play. They're going to play tough football games, and if they can keep the score down, they've got a chance, right? They're 5-7. One more win, and they win the division, in my opinion. That's all I've been saying for months. 6 wins is going to get you this division. I don't see why I'm wrong now.
It all depends. I mean, you still got Washington and Dallas to worry about because Dallas would hold the tie. I mean, if the Giants are up 1 game heading into Week 17 and Dallas beats them, right? If they're 1 up on Dallas for whatever reason, and Dallas beats them, then Dallas wins the division. So it's not all sold up yet, man. The job's not done in Giants land.
No, I mean, when you have so few wins to play with, so to speak, yeah, the job's never done. But man, it sure feels like it. As weird as this sounds, at 5-7, it feels like they're pulling away from the rest of that division because Washington looks terrible. The Eagles look a complete mess, and the Cowboys, well, they've been looking like a mess for a while.
I'm not going to credit the rest of the division for being bad, why it may look like we're pulling away. The Giants are a good team right now. Right now, they are playing very good football. And against the spread, they're 8-5. So if that doesn't tell you that they're in games, okay, then and I mean they just played. Look, they fucking knocked Russell Wilson on his ass yesterday. I mean, 10 quarterback hits, 5 sacks. I mean, and Metcalf and Lockett only combined for like 140 yards receiving. So, the Giants are playing solid team ball. I think they're playing a lot better than the other teams in the division, in my opinion.
I think there's a difference. There's a small difference between being a tough football team that wins football games and being a good football team that wins football games. I think the Giants are winning games on toughness. They are going to play you for every last inch, every last down. They are a really hard-nosed team. In that regard, I think Judge has done a great job with that team. But they're still not a good football team. And they're not going to get blown out. They're not going to get their doors blown off by anyone. They're going to be in it because that's the way he's coached them. He's coached them up to play hard. We got a chance. We're going to stay close. We're going to get to the fourth quarter of football games. And, things are going to swing our way sometimes. And that's a brand of football that he's building there. I love it. I think it's great for the team, especially going forward. When you think about the fact that yesterday they did it without Daniel Jones. Obviously, Barkley's been out for a majority of the season. Those guys on the team healthy, and that toughness, you could have something special brewing in New York. And then on the flip side, huh?
No, go ahead.
And then on the flip side, what's not so special is what's going on in Philadelphia. I mean,
that's great, bro.
that is a mess. And I feel, a part of me feels
I'm happy for one.
I feel bad for Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than he's shown this season. And to be fair, I don't think the personnel around him has helped him a whole lot. He doesn't have any receivers to throw the ball to. The offensive line is getting more and more suspect every week. It's tough. It's tough. And he's got a young, big name behind him that people want to see what he can do. And so, and Peterson caved to it yesterday. And in my opinion, Peterson is trying to save his job by putting Jalen Hurts in there. Because what he's saying is, hey, give me a chance. I have a guy that I know can do the job. I just got to get him some reps. But I don't think that's the case. I think you can win with Carson Wentz. But Jalen Hurts is going to have the same problem. He's going to be running for his life behind that line with no one to throw the ball to.
Yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing in Philadelphia just because I hate the Eagles. But, I mean, Doug Peterson should be fired right now. I wouldn't even wait. I think he doesn't know. I think he's afraid to pull the trigger because he's afraid of the backlash. And if you can't handle that in Philly, then you don't deserve to be the coach of a Philadelphia sports team because the media and the fans are going to fucking eat you up. So he should be fired right now. That's just my opinion. And Wentz, I don't think he's that bad of a quarterback. He has made some poor decisions this season, but he doesn't have a lot to work with, I mean, this is a guy who was going to fucking win the MVP in 2017. He was going to win it. So, I think it's a little unfortunate for him. So the Eagles need to get rid of Peterson quick because they're on the hook for Wentz. That contract is big. Nobody's going to want to take that contract. So you might as well start finding a new coach right now and see if whoever is going to fill in or would fill in is the right person for going forward. But personnel issue is big too.
The personnel issue is huge in Philly, and you're right. You can't get rid of Wentz because that's a lot of dead money. It would be a cap killer to get rid of him. So,
but maybe. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Peterson is not that type of coach to motivate these guys. Maybe these guys are better. Maybe, it's a lot about scheming. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to prepare and adjust in game. Like I've watched all the Giants games for years, and I've seen Pat Shurmur coach a game. I've seen Ben McAdoo coach a game, and now I'm watching Joe Judge coach a game, and the difference is, in-game adjustments and having your players in the right position. And Peterson may not be doing that. Maybe another coach will. So maybe these players are not that bad, right? Because look, nobody thought that any of these players on the Giants are any good. But why are they perform? Because the coaches are putting them in positions, right? Are figuring out their strengths, and putting them in position to make plays. And maybe that's what Peterson doesn't do. I don't know. I don't follow the Eagles like that, but I'm just going off what, I see with the Giants.
Here's the difference, Alex. We have seen Peterson do it right. We have, right? Because he took him to a Super Bowl.
Bro, he had to score 41 points to win that Super Bowl. He didn't, this was just going toe-to-toe. Any team can air the ball out. That's easy to do. It's about adjusting in game. So he wasn't adjusting in game. He was just going toe-to-toe. That's all that was.
Right. But again, he can coach when he has some more talent. So to me, where the real failing is for Peterson, and I'm not saying he's a great in-game coach, but I don't think he's terrible. But the talent evaluation process in Philly has messed up. Someone has dropped the ball on evaluating talent. What do we have? Because the receiver issue in Philadelphia has been, I mean, we've known about the receiver issue in Philadelphia for years, right? It's been a solid 3 seasons that we've been like, they need receivers. And it's still not addressed, right? And the offensive line is deteriorating. It's been deteriorating, and it's just getting worse. So, and again, if that's his responsibility, then absolutely 100% he should get fired. If it's not his responsibility, then maybe someone else needs to get fired. But yeah, to me, he's real close to getting fired because it's woeful at this point. And I think he's starting to lose the locker room. And once you do that.
Oh, he's lost the locker room already. He's not beginning to. It's done. It's done. It's done. Once the media starts asking the head coach about quarterback change and you don't give a firm answer, you lost the locker room because you lost the quarterback, and the players are going to back the quarterback, not the coach.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, boy. What else you got from yesterday?
Shit. Let me see. Let me look through the scoreboard here real quick. See, Washington is pulling close to the Steelers there, 14-10.
Yeah, Washington.
You know what the NFL should do? The NFL could totally move away from these Thursday night games and give us 2 Monday Night Football games. Because here's the thing.
I'd be okay with that.
Here's the thing. With COVID and people working from home, you're still going to get people to watch the games on Mondays, right? So, and the product on Thursday is just not that good.
Yeah.
It's just not.
The Jets.
We haven't had a lot of Monday night games, 2 Monday night games, but I mean, I think it's worth a shot for one season at least.
Well, here's the thing. The last few years, they've been doing the 2 Monday night games on the first weekend of the season.
Right.
It's done gangbusters, right? It's done great ratings. So they've already gotten a test run and seen that it works. So why they don't just go to it? And the Thursday night game has not done well, other than Thanksgiving Day, right? The Thursday night game has not done well. Now, part of that is scheduling, right? They haven't put the good teams on Thursday night. But look, if you're just trying to get some primetime slots so that the Jets and the Jaguars and the Panthers can get on primetime, and you can say we put all 32 teams on primetime, then I guess, yeah, keep the Thursday night game. But I don't think anyone's going to lose any sleep if we don't see the Jets on primetime this year.
Right, yeah. Either that or give us a Tuesday game.
The Tuesday game I don't like. To me, the Tuesday game
nothing else on TV.
To me, the Tuesday game is going to be like the Thursday night game. So I don't like it.
Yeah.
Plus, then you're really shortening up the week for those guys if they have to play again on Sunday. Right? The road team on a Tuesday night game, that's rough. Because then you basically lose Wednesday. You got Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday to travel for the Sunday games. That'd be tough. I think all the games on Sunday and Monday have 2 on Monday night.
Yeah, I'll be down for that. Definitely.
What else you got?
The 49ers are favored tonight. I don't understand how. I know they're playing on a neutral field, but I don't understand how they're favorites. I think Vegas is begging for the public to take the points and the Bills, right? Gotta be.
Yes and no. I mean, part of me thinks that Vegas, and really I think the media in general, is just not really sold on the Bills yet. Like, they're 8-3, and they were good last year. We should give them more respect. But
so the Niners should be favored?
But again, I'm not saying they should be favored, but it feels like the Bills are just kind of not respected yet as a good football team. We still think of them, I think in general, they still think of that division as the Patriots and everyone else.
I don't think so. No, not at this point. No, not like right now, currently this season, there's no way people think that. There's no way people think that.
There's no way people like you and me who watch tons of football think that. But to the casual fan, I think they still think AFC East, oh yeah, that's the Patriots. Like the Bills are.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with. Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with the Vegas spread, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. What moves the Vegas spread? Money. That's what moves the spread, right? It's money.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean,
the money just does not come in for the Bills because they're not a marquee name yet.
Nah, I don't know about that. There's something there.
That's just my gut feeling. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just does not feel like the hardcore football fan knows that the Bills are a good football team.
So you think more casuals are betting on games than?
Oh, I think there's a lot of casuals betting on games.
But they're not. But those casuals are not moving the line, bro. They're not big time bettors.
Yeah, but the sharp money comes in after the casuals. So watch that line move a little bit more towards the Bills.
Man, I don't know. That's crazy.
That
is crazy.
Here's the other thing that I think people are kind of thinking. The Bills have to go back across country again. The cross country thing, I think, is a big deal to some people.
They're only going to Arizona. They're not going all the way to San Fran.
It's just as far.
It's not all the way to Santa Clara. It's just to Arizona.
But it's just as far.
The Raiders defeated that theory yesterday, bro. I don't want to hear that shit again. The New York Giants. The New York Giants defeated that theory also yesterday.
Easy with the Raiders. They played the Jets. They played a high school team.
What about the Giants?
Look, I mean, Alex, you're being obstinate here.
I'm just saying.
You're not listening. I'm not saying it's absolute. I'm saying that's part of what factors in the betting money.
But I mean,
I think people look at it. They go, I'm not completely sold on. I'm not completely sold on this team. They got to go across country. Could the Bills win by 10 tonight? Absolutely, it could happen. Anything could happen, right? We always say that, but I think there's a little bit of that reservation with them. Part of it, I think, is the lack of popularity. The Bills are just not popular, and you add in the cross country thing. People just kind of, I think people are not. Even now, I think people are not yet caught on to just how good that Buffalo team is. You caught on early. That's why you think it's silly. You caught on even before a lot of experts did. Because last year we talked about them.
But even if I didn't catch on early, an 8-3 record and what the Buffalo Bills have done is more impressive than a 5-6 record and what kind of season the 49ers have done. That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. But I actually think the Niners are going to win tonight. I think they're going to be a football game.
Yeah, Vegas is telling me that, but I don't see it. Like on paper, I don't see it. I don't know. Could happen. Never know.
We can save ourselves the vig and put a little wager on it.
I already absorbed all my wager money on Big Ben today.
I will. I'll give you 1.5. I'll give you the 1.5.
I mean, the Bills will. I don't think it's gonna be close, bro.
I'll give you the 1.5, and I will bet my entire bankroll on it against you. All $2.
It was a catch.
I will bet both of my dollars that San Francisco wins and covers.
I don't know.
Watch me lose my 2 shekels by the hook.
I know, right? The hook is a killer, man. The hook is a killer.
Yeah, it sure is. You got anything else?
No, man. I'm just hoping Big Ben doesn't hit 200 over 276 yards, and I'll be good. I'll be a happy. Look. It's a great time to be a Giants fan. The Giants won yesterday. The Redskins are losing. Dallas may probably lose tomorrow. Great 3 days.
What's the number?
276.5.
And you went under?
Yeah.
He's at 200.
I know. I was hoping that they would start blowing them out so they start running the ball more, but that hasn't happened.
No, it has not. And Washington has the ball right now.
Washington has a good defense, bro. I've been telling you, man. I've been telling you.
That's a good team. Look at Alex Smith, 21 of 31 for 199 yards. What a great story. What a great, great story.
Who do you give Comeback Player of the Year award to? Big Ben or Alex Smith?
Alex Smith.
Over Big Ben?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Big
Ben.
I
do too.
Alex Smith is what? This is his third game back?
No, he's already, I think he's got 4 maybe.
4 games plus another 4, right? Another 4 games, right? So he will have played half the season. That's enough for me to give him Comeback Player of the Year.
Hold on.
I mean, that's
the fuck. Hold on.
That story with that guy is incredible.
Dude, what the hell? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. It's his 5th game back.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, his numbers are not impressive, but
I don't care. He almost lost his leg.
Oh yeah, I know. It's pretty. I mean, that is impressive.
I mean, yeah.
That is impressive.
Look, his numbers are not crazy impressive, but they're not bad. He's completing 69% of his passes. Touchdown to interception ratio is not good, right? 3 to 5.
That's horrible.
Huh?
That's horrible.
Yeah, but he almost lost his leg.
Yeah, but it's not good. That part is not good, bro. That's all. I mean,
he almost lost his leg.
No, yeah, I understand. No, I agree. I think he should definitely win Comeback Player of the Year, especially if he finishes the season. You know what I'm saying?
If he finishes out the season, I think he wins it. The Comeback Player of the Year for me, if you're gonna for MVP, I feel like you got to play all the games, or 15 out of 16, right?
Right.
But even that, I think you got to play all the games, right? Because that's MVP. But for a Comeback Player of the Year, it's how hard was your comeback, right? It's like I feel like the story is part of it, right?
Right.
Whereas with MVP, it's just give me as much numbers as possible. Give me as many touchdowns as possible. Give me as little, as much yards as possible, et cetera, et cetera. Really, just an incredible story. I mean,
it has been really.
It is insane. I mean, the story by itself is absolutely incredible. Yeah, what a great story. What a great story.
All right, man, you ready to wrap it up?
I think so. I'm hungry. I need to go get some food.
Let's do it.
As always, folks, if you want to reach out to the show and let us know your thoughts on Week 13 of the NFL or anything else sports related, you can email the show, positivesports10@gmail.com, positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of my brother Alex, how do they do that?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho 1.
And if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well at eMontana21. Make sure you catch our podcast on YouTube, Podbean, Google Play, iTunes, whatever your favorite podcast platform is. Subscribe, like, comment. We'll take whatever interaction you're willing to give us. We enjoy it. As always, folks, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.